The Murakaru brothers, university graduates who dug a tunnel into Kenya Commercial Bank and stole 52 million Kenyan shillings. The two brothers were born in Karora village in Mathira, Nyeri County. Hafid Muneen Murakaru, in grey hoodie, was born 2 years before Charles Mwangi Murakaru, red hoodie. But according to their parents, the two were inseparable despite their age difference. The two are amongst 4 kids of Titus Murakaru and Esther Nyaguthi, humble farmers who, like most Kenyan parents, toiled hard and took them to school for a better future. Hafid, being the eldest, set the pace by inculcating a reading culture at home, which Charles quickly picked up. The two bookworms would ace their exams separately and join the prestigious Nyeri High School like Mwai Kibaki. At Nyeri High, they'd score straight A's in their exams, which enabled them to join Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture on Technology, determined they'd both graduate with degrees in agricultural engineering. However, after graduation, the reality of life kicked in. They found it hard to land jobs, which was a letdown, having believed in the proverbial education is the key. So, the two started engaging in money fraud under the disguise of car sellers. This way, they were able to sustain themselves in Nairobi despite being jobless. But since they were high achievers, this did not cut for them. They needed to achieve more, and that's when they settled on a bank robbery. Unlike most bank robbers who use guns, the two settled on a smarter approach. Having read about the Brazilian bank tunnel robbery and El Chapo's tunnel escape, they settled on this plan. It was bloodless, befitting of their IQ, and had a bigger reward. With the plan in mind, they roped in 2 of their friends, Julius Ndunga Wainaina, blue hoodie, a University of Nairobi electrical engineering graduate, and Shimkirimi, a student at Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology at the time. Together, they'd staged the greatest heist in Kenya. First of all, they located a target bank with a lapse they could capitalize on. That bank was Kenya Commercial Bank Thika branch, which had a blind spot on its rear side. There were no CCTV cameras. It was a perfect catch for them. In June 2017, they rented 3 stalls using fake IDs in the next building 30 meters from the bank, where they set up a bookshop business. With fraud money, they paid 168,000 shilling advance rent for the 6 months they'd spent digging the tunnel, and later bought hose, welding gas cylinder, gas masks, planks of wood for supporting the tunnel, sacks, cartons for ferrying the sand, overalls, spirit level, battery and inverter for lighting the tunnel during the heist. During the day, they'd open 1 stall which had books and printers, and go in turns into the other 2 stalls to dig the underground tunnel while packing the soil in sacks. They'd wear masks and use light to make a 10-inch tunnel. Then, at night, they'd convince the caretaker of the building to allow them to operate, claiming to be packing books they'd printed during the day. However, the books would turn out to be soil that they had stored in the sacks, which they put it in cartons and drove away with. This plan went for 6 months without anyone noticing anything fishy, simply because the goons were some professional blokes. Anticipating the money after successful drilling, they gave a baddie 21,000 shillings to rent a 1-bedroom house in Juja town. Here, they'd store some of the loot, and as they say, hard work pays. On the night of Sunday, 19th November 2017, the tunnel reached Kenya Commercial Bank strongroom. With the help of oxide-stone welding from their gas tank, the thieves managed to break into the bank's vault and made away with 52 million shillings, 95 Australian dollars, 185 euros, 1,630 pounds, 5,781 US dollar, 271,000 Tanzanian shillings, 940,000 Ugandan shilling, 40 rand and 5 Canadian pounds. Instead of running like normal thieves, these ones went home in the Marui Estate Kasarani area, waiting for the country to wake to their brazen deed, thinking that they'd never be known. Shim went his own way, though. Sadly, they didn't know that in their plot, a snitch lived among them. After the news of the robbery broke out, one neighbor called the police on them after noticing that they were acting suspicious. This was a week after the heist. You wonder why they were still hanging around. The Murakaru brothers and Julius were arrested in their house in Murararu and taken in for questioning. In their possession, SIM cards and stolen identity cards were found, which led them to tell the sleuths where they'd hid the cash. 17 million shillings, 1,311 US dollars, 340 Great Britain pounds, 5 Canadian dollars, 85 Australia dollars, 46,000 Tanzania shillings, 40 South Africa rand, 20,000 Ugandan shillings was recovered from the house. The rest of the money was nowhere to be seen. The trio was arraigned in court and later released on a 4 million bond each. Shimkirami was arrested a week later at an entertainment joint in Mtwapa, in the warm thighs of Aisha, where he had gone to hide. Up to date, 20 million shillings has never been recovered. Nobody died, and this could be Kenya's greatest heist.